others. All right, so we're good to go. Okay, so let's do some BOGO talking. So if you got the BOGO box or you just purchased all the BOGOs, you had a combination of blends and individual oils. The blends in your box were Balance, Citrus Bloom, Breathe, Beautiful, and Peace. So we're going to go through those first. Now, many of these I feel like we may be familiar with and have used a lot, and some people in the group might be brand new. So feel free to jump in and ask any questions at any time. So first up, we have Balance. And I was so happy to see this one in here because I feel like since Adaptive came to town, we kind of forgot about how great Balance is. And sometimes when we have deals like this, it helps us remember the oils we already have that we could be putting to good use. So Balance is the oil of grounding. It's composed basically of a lot of different tree oils. And the tree oils emotionally help us to stay present and to stay focused on whatever is right in front of us. It helps with tension, anxious feelings, and feeling just generally overwhelmed, which is a feeling that I feel like most of us in the group can relate to. Right?
Yeah.
Just a few, sure. So here are some different ways that you can use your Balance. My favorite way, and I feel like probably a lot of people in the group do this as well, I love to start the day with Balance on the bottom of my feet. I honestly had gotten away from it for a while because of Adaptive. And once the BOGO box came out and I was looking at the different ways to use it to share with you all, I was like, why did I stop putting Balance on my feet every day? And I went back and started doing that again. And it makes a huge difference in the way that you start your day. So a way to set yourself up for success is to put your Balance wherever you get ready in the morning. So if you have a vanity that you sit at, if you want to put it next to where your shoes are, just put it somewhere where you know you're going to put it on first thing in the morning. It really helps to start your day in a centered way. Diffusing it is going to create a nice calm atmosphere. This is not an oil we can take internally. This is only able to be used topically or in the diffuser. Because of the tree oils, it's not safe to use internally. If you're going on any road trips, which I feel like a lot of us probably are because we're not all too cool with flying just yet. If you're taking any road trips this summer, Balance is an amazing one to diffuse in the car if you have a car diffuser, because it helps that anxiety and the are we there yet kind of mentality to just chill out a little bit. It is amazing in baths. Always add some Epsom salt or some fractionated coconut oil in your bath too. You never just want to put just straight oils in the bath. I feel like it needs other things to kind of absorb. And we know with Serenity, it's basically like your Xanax blend. So Balance and Serenity together, diffused, topically, all the above can really just help to chill out. You can also add it to your dryer balls too. If you really like the scent and you want to get away from dryer sheets, because we know the dryer sheets have a ton of toxins in them, you can add a few drops of Balance to that as well. Okay, and here we have some little blends. Freak Out's my fave. I think that's what we posted about today in the group. But these are just some different kinds of oils that really blend well with Balance. They smell well together and they have similar properties to help you have that calm, stable feeling. So Peace, Wild Orange, Serenity. We know cedarwood and vetiver are really sedative type oils, so they really help to keep things calm too. So here are some blends. And if you're trying to like jot things down or that kind of stuff, I am going to give you guys, I'm going to email you a little ebook that's going to have a lot of this and some more in it when we're finished too.
Good. Great.
Okay.
I did notice. I did notice I bought deodorant and it had Balance in the deodorant.
Yes, we were thrilled when they came out with that.
Yeah.
I think like 2 years ago they came out with that, because before that we were all putting Balance on our deodorant and then putting it on. So we're like, this is great.
Yeah, it's really great. Yeah.
And it has such a great smell and it has such fewer of the harsh chemicals and toxins that we want to get away from. So that's awesome. All right, now if you're a DIY person, I'm going to share with you some DIY recipes for each of these that I will again send to you in the ebook too. But if you want to make some little shower melts, this is like with baking soda and water, you just kind of make a little, it's kind of like a little cake that you can put together. And then you can just pop it in the shower. So like
I have a giant thing of Costco baking soda.
There you go.
I don't know what to use, so now I can use this.
Now you go. And it's so simple. All you need is baking soda, water, and balance.
Yeah.
And you just put it together. And I mean, it would kind of make your shower like a little mini spa. Just pop it in the bottom of the shower, throw it in before you get in, and it just makes the whole experience more of a experience than just another thing we have to do.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so next up is Citrus Bloom. If you grabbed this, you're very lucky because you can't get this normally. This is an exclusive oil, so it's not something you can purchase on your LRP. It is made of wild orange, grapefruit, lavender, Roman chamomile, and magnolia, and it's the oil of new beginnings. So here are some different things you can do with it. Diffusing it is a fan favorite because it just makes everything smell like springtime. So it smells like what the trees look like, I kind of think. Again, just like balance, you can't take this one internally. It's just for topical and diffused, or just, smelling it in. It's amazing as a perfume. You can make a bathroom spray or really any kind of spray. If you have the doTERRA pump bottles, which I think they're like $7 or $8 on doTERRA, you can make your own air freshener by just putting 10 drops of Purify and 10 drops of Citrus Bloom and then just adding water. It's amazing with your lotion. If you have the doTERRA unscented lotion, which I would highly recommend getting, it's basically like, I consider the doTERRA unscented lotion like a snow cone. You know how like you can just get the ice and then you can add any flavor to it? The lotion is the same way. You get that lotion and you can smell differently every single time that you use it. And Citrus Bloom is awesome for that. So again, you can use this for dryer balls. A lot of people like to use this for diffuser jewelry or as a perfume too. Okay, and then here are some other blends you could use with that. Again, all the citrus really go well with this. So lemon, lime, green mandarin, all of those kind of bring up that happy scent that Citrus Bloom has. Do you have any questions about Citrus Bloom, anybody?
It's great.
We're good, okay. Perfect. You can make your own hand soap with this too. Now the hand soap was offered last year as a Mother's Day special, but it's super easy to make on your own too. If you love the smell and maybe you're kind of sick of the On Guard hand soap, or we're all washing our hands so much, we may need to mix it up. It's super easy to make your own hand soap if you just take Castile soap, a little fractionated coconut oil, and then 10 drops of Citrus Bloom. And you just mix it up. Super, super simple. Okay, next up we have Breathe. So all of my allergy people, I hope that you have Breathe on hand because it's going to be clutch in surviving allergy season. This oil is full of all the minty oils: laurel leaf, eucalyptus, peppermint, melaleuca, lemon, cardamom, ravensara. All of these are amazing for the respiratory system, and they basically just open up your airways.
Oh, that was Gabriel.
Oh, I was about So again, just like the last two, only topically and diffused. Breathe is great for putting on at nighttime when you go to sleep. It's great just putting it right on your chest. I like to put it on the bottom of my feet when I go to sleep. A lot of people claim that it helps with their snoring when they put it on the bottom of their feet or on their chest when they go to bed at night, because it helps open up those airways. It's great just to diffuse it or put it on topically, because even if you don't snore, if you don't breathe well and you're not breathing easily, that's always going to disrupt your sleep. So any kind of little bit of congestion or just like phlegm and stuffiness really disturbs our sleep. So this is a great oil to diffuse with any of your sedative oils at nighttime. You can just drop a few drops onto your shower floor too, and it will make a little sinus like steam shower for you. I always like to put it too in a bowl. You can get like a bowl or a mug of hot water and put a few drops of Breathe in it, and then put a towel over your head and just kind of close your eyes and breathe it in for a few minutes, and it'll just, you'll feel it go right up your sinuses and just drain everything out. It's also good if you're exercising, if you want to put it on before you exercise to kind of open up your lungs before you get going, especially if you have any kind of like exercise induced asthma. And any kids that you have who have any kind of breathing struggles, this is really great for them too, but just make sure that you dilute it, because all the mints can be a little spicy on the skin. And for kids' skin, it can be a little sensitive. So you want to make sure that that's well diluted for them. Okay, and here are some blends. Little sinus free, wake up, clear air. And this is one that you can diffuse night, day, afternoon, whenever. It goes really well with eucalyptus and lime because all of those oils are really good in supporting the respiratory system. Okay, and here's the little sinus steamer like I had told you about. This one is a little more aggressive because it has the oregano and tea tree in it as well. So if you feel like you may be having like a sinus infection coming on, or you feel like really bad sinus pressure, this is a great combination to help drain that out. The combination of breathe, peppermint, lemon, tea tree, and oregano, definitely make sure you only do that 1 drop of oregano because that guy is fierce. Oregano comes at you hard and is not forgiving. You want to be very careful to keep this away from actually getting in your eyes because it is very spicy. Okay, any questions about breathe?
I did have one. Sorry, I can't figure out how to turn my video on.
That's okay, I hear you, Erin.
So you said it's good for people that snore?
Yes.
Okay, so just put it on the chest for snoring?
Yeah, you can either put it on the chest or the bottom of the feet or diffuse,
Okay.
or you could do all 3. If they're like a bear, like a chainsaw,
Yeah,
you might have to do all 3 to really get good effects.
okay, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And you could just try one and see how it goes and then see how much more you want to add to it.
Okay,
Chris-
and how many drops?
Well, it depends on your own personal preference. I always say start with fewer drops and see how that works for you, and then decide if you need to up it as opposed to putting on too much.
Okay,
So start with a couple, definitely dilute it if you're putting it on the chest because it can have some skin sensitivity. And for the diffuser, I would say put at least 5 drops in the diffuser if you're going to use it that way.
okay. If you put on your skin, what do you dilute it with? Water or
No,
coconut oil?
yeah, so you're going to use fractionated coconut oil, which is just a liquid form of coconut oil.
Okay, okay,
And that will help your skin to absorb it better. And it will help in case you do have any kind of like skin reactivity to it as well.
okay, great.
Okay, sure.
Christine?
Yeah.
Oregano, what else do you use oregano for? I have it, I've had it and I don't use it for anything. So other than putting it with breathe, what else would you do with it?
I personally like to take oregano if I start to not feel well internally.
Okay.
Like any little sign, you know how every person has their own signal that you're starting to get sick? Like for
Yeah.
me, it's like my throat starts to feel like a little lumpy when I swallow.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
first instinct that the first even inkling that I feel like I have that, I start taking oregano internally.
And what do you do? Just put a drop under your tongue or?
Yeah, I put it in a veggie cap, Kyle, because the taste I can't handle at all. It's
Okay.
it's like ugh, it's like a very strong, disgusting hoagie, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, I live on oregano, so I probably would love it.
You could take it then. You could just put it in water if you don't mind the taste, Carol.
Probably will. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can also apply it to the bottom of the feet if you don't want to take it internally, but
Okay.
it acts almost like a natural antibiotic.
Okay.
So it will help to
Yeah.
knock out.
Again, you said be very, it's very intense. So just a drop or, yeah. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
oregano is our hottest oil. We have
Okay.
a list of like 8 hot oils, but oregano is the hottest. Like it could actually burn your skin if you're not careful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why you always want to dilute it when you put that on topically.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Sure. Okay, next up, beautiful. Oh, if you got this one, I am so happy for you because
Yeah.
it is, oh, it's my absolute favorite smelling blend. And they are so chintzy with letting it out to us. Like they keep releasing it and then taking it back. So it has osmanthus, lime, bergamot, and frankincense. Osmanthus is not an oil that you can get separately from doTERRA, which makes this one even more exclusive. And it's the oil of self-respect. So if you notice, each of these oils has a name next to it. That's the emotional properties of it. So in terms of self-respect, I don't know anyone who wouldn't like to have a little more of that. Just remember to take care of ourselves. It's very empowering and energizing. So hold on a second. T-Ra loves beautiful. Me too. So this already comes in a roller, so you're not going to diffuse it. mean, you could open it up and pour it in your diffuser, but I wouldn't waste it that way personally. I like to savor every drop of this. So it's best used topically. So if you're in a situation where you need a little boost of confidence, if you're going into something that you know might be a little challenging, you can put it in the palms of your hands and just inhale it. It's also good behind the ears, on your wrist, on your pulse points. It can help little kids too. If you have a child who has some anxiety issues, you can roll it on their stuffed animal or their blanket to kind of, you know, uplift them and boost up their feelings and their emotions at that time. One thing I love to do, especially if your hair is longer, now that my hair is getting longer, I love to roll it on the palms of my hands and then kind of run it through the ends of my hair, because then like your hair becomes a human diffuser. As you're walking around through the day, I'm just like, oh, look at me. You know, it's just a nice way to use it. So it's great on diffuser jewelry. So if you have any of those cute bracelets that have lava rocks, you can roll it right on the lava rock and it will hold the scent for you. So it just smells amazing and it just makes you feel really happy. Okay. Okay, so the next blend is Peace, which is the oil of reassurance. And this one has a lot of floral scents in it. So if you're a floral lover, you probably really like Peace. It has vetiver, lavender, ylang ylang, frankincense, clary sage, marjoram, labdanum, and spearmint herb. So it doesn't, you don't really smell the spearmint in it because it comes from a different part of the plant than the spearmint oil that we have. The top properties for Peace are for any kind of stress, overwhelm, if you need calming, and if you need sleep as well. So it can do all of those things. It's very sedative. Okay, here are some ways you can use it. Again, only topical and diffused. You can't take Peace internally. So bottoms of the feet at bedtime or diffusing it at bedtime is great. Because it's a blend, you could probably add Breathe to it, but I don't know many people who like to add a lot of other oils to Peace because it already does have a lot of really good oils in it. It's great for test taking, especially if you have some kind of anxiety about not even test taking or presentations that you have to give, or you're getting on a call that you're kind of anxious about. Inhaling it kind of gives you that reassuring feeling that you're looking for before you put yourself out there. You can dilute it to the back of your neck or shoulders, especially if you hold your tension there. I know a lot of us, when we start to get anxious, our shoulders creep up towards our ears and we hold all that tension in there. So applying it to the back of your shoulders and neck will kind of help release that tension and make you feel more calm and confident. You can add a few drops to your pillow. You could add a few drops to a bath with Epsom salts. That's a really nice way to use it. And again, you can put it on your diffuser jewelry. A lot of people like to put it on the back of their neck for not just to calm with the anxiety, but more so to focus too, because a lot of times when we feel anxious and we feel overwhelmed, we're also really not focused, right? Like we're kind of all over the place and jumping from one thing to another. So it does both of those things. Okay, and then here are some nice blends that you could use. And as you can see, like it's super limited what they're adding to it, like a little bit of balance, a drop of wild orange. You kind of want to keep your Peace blends pretty simple so that you don't feel overpowered with the scent. Okay, and then you can make this little water bead diffuser if you get these water beads, which you can get like at a craft store. And you can kind of make your own little like blend. It's like a little jar that you could put in them, you know, like those little, they would be scented, but you would get them unscented, and then you can just add some Peace to it and just kind of have it out in your house in like a little vase or a jar or something. And it's a nice way to kind of display your oils and use the scent in a different way. Okay, all right, before we go on to the singles, were there any of those blends that you had questions about, or any of them that you already love and that you use in other ways that we didn't talk about?
I just have one question. You had some great diffuser blends,
Yes.
but you went really fast and I didn't get to write them all down.
Yes.
Will you be able to share those afterwards?
Yes, I'm going to email you an ebook afterward.
Okay.
That will have all of this
Oh,
and a
awesome.
little more.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's do some singles. So these were the single oils that were in the box. We're going to start with eucalyptus, which is the oil of wellness. I feel like this oil, a lot of people associate with smelling like a spa. It just has that nice open airways, clean smell to it. So here are some ways you can use your eucalyptus. I kind of think of it as a companion to breathe because it has a lot of the same properties as breathe. It's really good for respiratory systems and airways. So it's just another alternative for seasonal threats too. So if you have your getting that wheezy congestion that you get from allergy time, you can use breathe or you can use eucalyptus because sometimes we like to switch it up and not always use the same oil. You can diffuse it to help relax and clean out your airways. It's also good in the shower floor. I feel like that's something that people are very used to. A lot of people like to hang eucalyptus, actual like eucalyptus in the shower to make it smell. I had that for a little while in here too. But when that runs out and I don't feel like getting new eucalyptus, I can just put a few drops on the shower floor and get the same effect. This is also great in a sinus steamer. So again, it's just a warm cup of water, put it in there and then put your head over top of it with a towel. It can be used as a cleaner too, with lemon and peppermint. And just like breathe, you can apply it right on your face. You can apply it right in the sinus area, over the bridge of your nose, any place where you feel that sinus pressure, you can put it right in there. It kind of reminds me of like a Vicks Vapor Rub situation. If you used that when you were younger, you can put it on your chest with a little bit of lotion and use it in the same way. You can put it on the bottom of your feet. If you need extra focus, it's really great to diffuse this with rosemary. It really helps you to focus and get that mental clarity that you're looking for when you're working on a task. Okay. Okay, so here are some ways to combine your eucalyptus with lemon and peppermint. You can use marjoram and peppermint with it as well, especially if you've got some coughing situation. Marjoram really helps to loosen the phlegm and congestion in the chest. And then lime, Douglas fir, and eucalyptus. That's probably one of my favorite blends. I love Douglas fir so much, and lime I'm obsessed with. So that combination just smells really clean and crisp and fresh. And it's a nice way to use your eucalyptus oil. Okay, it's another little DIY. Some lavender eucalyptus bath salts. This is so easy. So if you're someone who takes a lot of baths, I highly suggest just grabbing like a mason jar, something glass, add your Epsom salts, add your oils. You can add eucalyptus and lavender, and you can add a little coconut oil as well. And then mix it all up and keep it in a bowl with like a little spoon. This way you don't have to always get your big bag of Epsom salt out and your oils. It's kind of like ready to go. It would also make a really nice gift for someone too, if you wanted to make a little DIY gift for them. Okay, any questions about eucalyptus? Any eucalyptus people who really like it or use it often?
I diffuse it.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just makes it, especially in the winter, it makes the house feel fresh.
It does.
Yeah.
I use
love
it
it.
in the tub with lavender and Epsom salt, minus the coconut oil.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's very relaxing, especially like for your muscles too.
Yes, definitely.
It's one of my favorites during yoga.
Ooh,
Oh.
that's a
I
great
diffuse it while I'm doing yoga.
Mm.
Yeah, that with all different mixes of other stuff depending on my mood.
Yeah, I love it. And emotionally, that goes perfect with it, the oil of wellness, right?
Yeah.
I can't think of a more well thing to do than some yoga. That is great. All right, so next we have lemon. I swear lemon is like the jack of all trades. Lemon is probably one of the like unsung heroes of essential oils. I think too, because it is so inexpensive that sometimes we overlook the qualities that it has, but it does so much. It's so good for focus. It cleans anything. It can detox your body. It can help boost immune system. It helps focus. It's just so, so good. So one thing you can do, this is one you can use internally. So now you see the little picture, we have the water glass there. This is a great substitution if you have been putting actual lemon in your water. We know that that's really good for you. And we know that the pulp of the lemon also can help break down your tooth enamel because of the acidic levels. The cool thing about lemon oil is that it comes from the rind of the lemon. So it doesn't have that same acidic qualities that the pulp does, and it's still going to help detox your body. And it makes your water more delicious. And I'm sure we're all trying to drink more water all the time because we know how important that is. It's really uplifting when you diffuse it. Right now, I would say every single day, especially in my classroom, we are diffusing lemon, lavender, and peppermint on a rotation all day long. It's basically a natural Zyrtec. The combination of lemon, lavender, and peppermint will help fight allergies so well because lavender is going to be a natural antihistamine, peppermint's going to open up the airways, and lemon helps support the respiratory system and the sinuses. So you cannot go wrong with that combination.
Christine.
Yeah.
Do you, if you were to not diffuse that and not put it in a capsule or whatever, because you said this is, you know, edible, whatever the word is.
Yeah.
Can you put all three on your body and get the same effect?
Absolutely. Yeah, so you could make a roller of these three, make a little allergy roller, and then you could roll it behind your ears and the back of your neck. You can roll it right on your chest. I would say anything close to your face is kind of where you want to roll it so that you have that protection. So yeah, absolutely, you can do that.
Got it. So that's lemon, lavender, and
peppermint.
peppermint.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty
Thanks.
sure that I made you do a shot of that before.
Yeah, 100% you did.
Yeah.
I did it with Jane.
Yeah. Yes. And I mean, it doesn't always taste the best, but it's done in a second and then you're ready to go. And if you're looking for something, if anyone's looking for something natural to get away from Zyrtec or whatever kind of over-the-counter allergy meds you're taking, if you do want to take it internally, but you don't feel like hassling with bottles and soft gels and shot glasses, you can get something called Tri-Ease from doTERRA. And they're soft gels that are made up of lemon, lavender, and peppermint. They're already done and you can just pop them and take them whenever you feel like you need to support yourself that way. Okay, other things for lemon, honestly, anything sticky, anything at all that's sticky. If you have a sticky price tag from a store, if you stepped in gum, if your kid has gum in their hair, no joke, you could put a few drops of lemon and just comb it out. And it will get it out without having to cut their hair and make them look ridiculous. It's amazing. If you have runny nose, not like if you're sick, but just, you know how sometimes you get like that post-nasal drip-ish kind of runny nose, put lemon on the bottom of your feet and it's going to help dry that up. Countertops. I can't get enough of it in countertops. I don't know if we have any teachers besides me. Let me see. No, just me. So you don't really care about this one, but I'll tell you anyway. Dry erase boards. So any kind of dry erase board or even a glass cleaner, instead of using that terrible Expo wipes that are full of chemicals, lemon and water, shake it up, spray it, wipe it down. If you want to do it instead of a Windex, you can do lemon, water, and a little bit of vinegar. And it's going to help clean your windows without having to go out and buy a Windex.
Ooh, that's good.
Yes, it's so much easier. A lot of times the DIY can seem overwhelming at first, but then when you look at the things you don't have to buy anymore and you can just fill it up instead of adding it to your grocery list,
Right.
No brainer.
Quick question. If you don't have peppermint, could you use like spearmint or breathe or something in there instead?
You absolutely could. Yeah. That would be a good substitution, Jem.
All right, cool.
And if anybody has kids or grandkids that mark on their wall with crayon or Sharpie,
Yes.
lemon will take it right off.
Get out.
What?
Yeah. We did that. Tara, remember when Jane wrote with Sharpie on your parents' coffee table?
Yeah, 100%. But I didn't know we used lemon. I don't remember that.
Because I didn't tell you. I just saw it and I got so scared that I got my lemon really quickly and rubbed it out.
And like, they're the only people on the planet who wouldn't care.
I know, but I felt terrible. So I still did.
Get it. I get it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah. So again, it's the cheapest oil we have and it is the most unsung hero of the crew. So you need to have lemon in your stash all the time.
Can I ask a quick question? When you add oils to dryer balls, about how many drops should you use?
I use a lot, Celia, honestly. I would say I probably do between 10 and 15 drops on mine.
Okay, for one load, or does that last you multiple loads?
Mine will probably last 2 or 3.
Okay.
Depending on how much we have. Like if I'm doing towels, I'm probably going to up it and put more drops in just because they're so much denser. And it also depends on the oil. Like I feel like lemon oil doesn't carry well necessarily, where patchouli is going to carry really well. So it depends on, I would say, the strength of the oil itself, if that makes sense.
Yep, no, that makes sense.
Yeah. Silly, what I love to do for that too is make a little master blend if you want to do a few oils. If you take an empty oil bottle that you have, and then let's say you wanted to do like a lemon and lavender little master blend for your roller, for your dryer balls, you can make that up and then just put it down by your dryer. So this way you don't have to go get different oils, and that could just be your dryer ball blend.
Okay, cool, thanks.
I'm always looking for ways to reuse those bottles. All right, so there are some blends. And then you can make a little rosemary lemon hummus if you are so inclined to make hummus. It's a little labor intensive with the garbanzo beans and all that kind of stuff, but that's okay. Here's a little recipe, and I'll make sure that you get that in your ebook as well.
Awesome.
All right, and then we'll do rosemary. I feel like I tell you that I love them all so much, but I really do, I'm not lying. So rosemary is the oil of knowledge and transition. It's so good for mental fatigue, mental focus, brain clarity, all of those things. Whenever there is something that needs a lot of mental attention, I feel that rosemary is the oil you want to diffuse and be around, because it's just going to help bring that clarity that you need. So you could take it internally for tension or fatigue. You could diffuse it with really any citrus oil and peppermint to just create a really nice clean smell. You can add it to your shampoo and conditioner. So this is great for hair growth. If you are looking to grow the thickness of your hair, throw your rosemary in the shower. Just leave the bottle right there. And when you pump your shampoo into your hand, just put a few drops of rosemary in it too and rub it in. Shampoo your hair, but let it sit there for a few minutes before you rinse it out, because it'll stimulate the hair growth from the root. Cedarwood is also another one that's really good for hair growth if that's something that you need to work on or you want to work on. You can use this in substitution for actual rosemary. Like if you don't have rosemary herbs, you can just use rosemary oil. You could sub it out if you're doing a different recipe, or if you want to do any kind of meat flavoring and prep that way. So this is just, I don't know. I love it personally in kitchen blends. I love having master blends all over the house that I don't have to go grab all my oils. So in my kitchen, my master blend has rosemary, lemon, peppermint, and lavender. And it's just in an old rosemary bottle that I filled up. And I just keep it next to my diffuser in the kitchen. And it just, even when the kitchen's not that clean, it makes me think that maybe it is, because it smells clean when I diffuse this. So little trick.
Wait, Christine.
Yeah.
So if I am taking a test and
Yeah.
I'm old and I haven't taken a test in a really long time,
Mhm.
I have Thinker. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I have Thinker that I give my daughter, but should I be, and I don't have the same issues, should I be thinking more about rosemary over Thinker?
For you or for Tess?
For me.
Yeah, I mean, you could do both. Like since Thinker comes in a roller, you can roll Thinker on the back of your neck or your wrist, and then you can diffuse like rosemary and lemon while you're working.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Are you taking a test at home?
No. So I just have to figure out like how I can buy jewelry to put rosemary and then just drape myself in Thinker.
Yeah, yeah. And you could even take some of the Thinker tar and put it in an empty roller and then add rosemary to it and make your own little blend with that too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Or if your Thinker's getting low, just pop the cap and add some rosemary to it.
Got it.
Awesome. All right. Okay, so here's some rosemary blends. There's that Fresh Kitchen they did with wild orange too. A great study time. As you can see, like rosemary and mint is really good for focus. So peppermint, spearmint, and eucalyptus too. All of those will really help with the studying and the focus. And tangerine's just super happy, which we're going to get to in a minute. So here's a little hair rinse that you can make with rosemary and lavender and a little apple cider vinegar. So you just kind of boil these up, remove it, add the vinegar and the lavender and the rosemary, and then you kind of put it in a jar and seal it up and shake it and let it sit for 2 hours. But really they suggest letting it sit overnight, and then you kind of strain it out. And then when it's ready to use, you kind of just pour it over your hair and like massage it into your scalp and rinse it. Now you may have to do it, rinse it a few times because the oil doesn't really make your hair greasy, but everybody's hair is different. So be careful with that. All right, we're on to spearmint. All right, so spearmint is confident speech. So we love to use this for any little ones that that are struggling with speech, any kind of speech impediments or speech struggles. It really helps to overcome that, rolling it up and down their spine. But it's also great if you have to give some kind of presentation, or you have to give, you're giving a call, you're on Zoom with people that you have to present in front of and you feel a little anxious. You can use that to help boost your confidence and help your speech to flow more freely. It's also great adding to your toothbrush, just like how it smells like it's a toothpaste kind of scent. It is great for your oral health too. It's great with tangerine. So I love that these came together with spearmint, lemon, and tangerine. The three of those together in diffuser is just super uplifting and really happy and helps you to focus as well. You can mint up your smoothies by adding a drop of spearmint there too. And you can just use it for tension too. All of the minty oils help to release tension in our body. So if you have tension in your back and shoulders, it will help to cool it down and help release that too. All right, and here are some blends for that. A little lavender and tangerine. You can add lemongrass to it, or you could just go straight minty with spearmint, peppermint, and wintergreen. All right, and here's a little lemonade recipe. You can make some basil lemonade with spearmint, which is just lemon juice and whatever sweetener you have, and then a little spearmint and basil, which would be a really nice summertime drink. Okay, so we're on to tangerine. We are almost through. Thanks for hanging in, guys. I know I'm a little bit longer than I thought I was going to be. So tangerine is the oil of spontaneity. It's really great for mood. It just is a super happy oil. It also, like all the citrus oils, are great for detox. Like we said with lemon, how lemon can help detox. You can also put tangerine in your water, and a lot of people prefer tangerine to lemon, or they've used lemon for a while and they're like, you know what, I'm getting kind of sick of lemon. Let's switch it up and do tangerine instead. You can, again, add it to your smoothie. You can add it to your lemonade. You could add it to icing. So if you're making a cake and you have just plain vanilla icing and you want to make it a little different, you could just put a drop or two of tangerine in and mix it up. It's great with peppermint to help wake you up. And again, you can diffuse it at nighttime too with frankincense and lavender if you feel like your mind is racing. So if you have that overthinking mind when you lay down at night, you can combine it with the sedative oils of lavender and frankincense to kind of shut that off and help you get some sleep. Which I know a lot of people aren't always familiar with the fact that you can add the citrus to the other oils at nighttime. In fact, it works out pretty well. Okay, so here are some tangerine blends for you with lemon and lavender. Cinnamon and peppermint would really wake you up for sure. And then there's that racing mind one that we talked about, tangerine, frankincense, and lavender. All right, and here's a little punch recipe. I'm going to kind of breeze over this one quickly because I'm going to give it to you guys in the ebook anyway. All right, so lavender are like Swiss Army knife of oils. It's communication and calm. Think of calming everything, calming feelings, calming sleep, calming skin. So inhaling it right from your cupped hands is amazing. Diffusing it at night is so great. Adding it to your bath, like Erin was saying, right, Erin, you're saying lavender and eucalyptus in your bath?
Yeah, that's what I like to do.
Yeah, that's so great. And then again, you could use it for your dryer balls. You can help with anxious feelings, bottom of your feet. Really, you can use this for anything. Now that it's becoming nicer out and we're going to be out in the sun more, it's also really great for sunburn. If you have any kind of sunburn or even just a little bit of pinkness that you kind of want to help like heal and soothe, add a little lavender and peppermint and frankincense. And that's a really good skin soother. You could actually put all three of those in a bath too if you have like a full body burn or you have it more than one spot. And anytime you get burned at all too, like burned on a curling iron or burned while cooking, lavender will help to soothe that. I don't think this is one you really always need to dilute either. It's pretty mild, so most people can use it neat.
Christine, if you have a sunburn, like what is that? What does the application look like? So you're saying put it, are you rubbing it like all over the burn?
Yeah, Yeah, so a lot
Okay,
of times what I
okay.
like to do, especially because, my girls are so prone to sunburn, is like to take just a spray bottle, like the kind that I would use for the counter probably, and then just fill that up with lavender, peppermint, and frankincense, and then you can just squirt it on and then rub it all over. So if you have it on your arms, you can just squirt it there and rub it in. If you don't have a squirt bottle though, you can just put a combination of the 3 drops in the palm of your hand and then rub it wherever you feel it.
And do you don't dilute that? I mean, I know they're not, you can easily apply them to your skin, but you don't dilute that. You just put all 3 into the bottle.
If I was
Like
putting it in a spray bottle, I probably would dilute it. I'd probably dilute this one with a little bit of fractionated coconut oil and a little bit of water.
Okay,
Yeah,
thanks.
yeah, because that will kind of help it absorb better into the skin. And then you won't be using as much oil too. It'll help your oils to last a little bit longer. Okay, so here are some lavender blends, which lavender seriously goes with any oil. And then here we go. Look at this. I forgot that it was even in here. One thing that is really great to add, which I forgot about, which is on here, is aloe vera juice. So I know that when we've had sunburns before, we always reach for aloe vera spray or gel, but there's actual juice that you can get. It's a liquid form that you can add to the spray. And there's also vitamin E that you can get in a liquid form too that you can put in there. So this is basically what we just talked about. Okay, so I think we have 2 more. Roman chamomile, which is the oil of spiritual purpose. This is going to help with stress, sleep, and skin mostly. So this is a great oil to add to your diffuser at nighttime with any of your other sleepy oils or just alone. It's also good for babies when they are teething. If babies are teething, you can put it right on their jawline, obviously diluted, because you want to make sure with their skin that it'll probably be a little too sensitive for that, but that really helps with that tension in the jaw when they're teething. You can make your own little Roman chamomile tea. You can add a drop to your tea and make your own instead of buying it that way. It's also helpful for cramps during your cycle. You can massage it right into your abdomen and it will help release all that tension too. Okay, and here are some blends, some Calm Baby blends. And like the Sweet Relief one, like you can add it with citrus bloom during the day. If you just want to have a nice calming scent going through your house, that's a really nice combination there too. And then here's a little room spray. If you take Roman chamomile and lavender, these are the bottles that I was telling you about earlier. They come out like a spray. It's almost like aerosol-like, that you just pump it and it will slowly spritz out. So it's not as forceful as a spray bottle that you would use, say, for like your counter cleaner. Okay, and then we have blue tansy. Blue tansy is the oil of inspired action emotionally. So this is an ingredient in so many skincare products, in so many lotions and serums and creams. So it's a really crucial ingredient for your face. So you can add a few drops to your moisturizer. If you have it and you've opened it, you know it's pretty blue. So if you're going to put this on, you definitely want to make sure that you do it like not right before you go out, because you may look a little Smurf-like at first. It definitely fades quickly, but it is blue, isn't it? It's a dark blue. And it's not like yarrow pom. I feel like yarrow pom absorbs into the skin pretty quickly. Blue tansy stays with you for a little bit. So you want to make sure you be careful with that. This can also help after sun with helichrysum and lavender. It can help for respiratory support. If you have any blemishes, you can just kind of use it as a spot treatment. And the way that I personally like to use it the most is if you use it on the, this kind of sounds crazy, but I swear it works. If you use it on the bottom of your big toe in the morning. So there's a blue tansy big toe challenge. So because emotionally it's the oil of inspired action, placing it on the bottom of the big toe in the morning emotionally helps you get that focus and that encouragement to do the things on your list. So if you are like me, a chronic procrastinator, blue tansy on the bottom of your feet can help you to kind of get your butt in gear and start doing things on that list. Okay, and here are some blue tansy blends. I personally don't diffuse blue tansy a lot, to be honest with you all, because it is quite expensive. So I like to kind of hoard the most expensive oils for like putting them on my skin to really get the benefits of them. But of course you can diffuse it too if you're so inclined. And here are some blends for that. Okay, and this is a nice little sugar scrub. So with fractionated coconut oil and sugar and some blue tansy. And again, you just put it like into a little mason jar, mix it up, and it's a nice little exfoliant for your skin using your oils. Okay, all right, so that is the end. These are some other events. And I'm like, Celia's probably like, Christine, you're overwhelming with all these events. Celia just told me in the beginning that it's getting to be too much, and I'm going to hit you with a
Yeah.
list of stuff.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just me remembering after I sign up. That's the problem.
Well, and you know, it's nice to have you all on a call right now just to explain this to you too. So this way you know which ones you might be interested in and which ones are not for you. So every Monday night we have an intro to oils call. So if you're in the call right now and you just really don't really have a good grasp on the basics, you can jump on any of those calls any Monday night at 8:30 just to go over basic oil usage. The Wednesday night calls are our continuing education classes. And we have a series of 8 classes on 8 different topics that help you understand how to get the most out of your oils without bombarding you with information all at once. Those classes are on Wednesday nights at 8:30, and we call them our CE classes or continuing ed classes. And then later this month, I'm going to do an anxiety masterclass on Sunday, April 25th, where we're going to talk about anxiety and oils, but just anxiety strategies overall, not necessarily just oil related, but other strategies and tips to help manage anxiety on the regular. And then on the 29th, we're having an oil experience, and that will be for people who have not tried oils yet before. So I feel like that was a lot that I just came at you so fast with. Do you guys have any questions, or is there anything that I didn't talk about that you were curious about?
I have a question. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead first. I'll wait.
Okay. So I started a new job and it's pretty stressful, and we're in the car probably like 5 to 6 hours a day. So I thought of getting a car diffuser when you mentioned it. So what would you recommend besides Peace to diffuse in the car?
I think balance would be great in the car.
Okay.
And I think that especially because if you're doing a lot of stops and home visits, right, Erin?
We're actually on the streets of, like, we're meeting people on the streets, like working with the homeless.
Okay. I would say any of your citrus oils are definitely going to be helpful to help like lift up your mood afterwards. So tangerine, wild orange, and honestly, I think adaptive would be really great, Erin. I don't know if you have that, but adaptive is just like our overall anxiety blend. And it's just a combination of so many oils that help to shake off those feelings of overwhelm, because you've got some heavy stuff you're probably bringing back with you.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, and I can send you some recommendations for car diffusers on Amazon that just sit in your cup holder that you fill up with a little bit of water. Do you have one of those?
No, I don't have a car diffuser, but I want to order one.
Yeah, all right, I'll text you some links from Amazon that you could check out.
All right, great. Thank you.
Sure.
Christine,
Yes.
I have in my stash pink pepper and I've never used it. I don't know what to do with it.
Okay. So pink pepper is really great for like lymphatic system. If you wanted to use it, if you dry brush before a shower, just to kind of help exfoliate. If you put a few drops on your dry brush, you could use it that way.
Okay.
If you don't do that, it's also really good for internal usage for metabolism.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So you can either drop it in your water under your tongue or in a capsule.
Okay.
And a lot of people like to use it for breast health. Some people say that it can help support the cells, the breast cells, in terms of not letting things get in there that we don't want to get in there.
Okay.
Just put that on topically.
Okay, great. I had no idea why I got it, and I have had it forever and I have never used it.
Yeah. You know,
Okay.
Karen, I think it was one of the Mother's Day trio sets one day.
Yeah.
It was Summer BOGO, I think. I think it was
Okay.
part of Summer BOGO because I have it.
Okay, great, great. All right,
But-
good.
But good question, because I have barely used mine.
Yeah.
It's not even open.
Yeah, that's what usually happens when there's BOGOs, right? We end up with stuff, we're like, why did I even get this? And
Mm.
honestly, whenever you all are looking at your oils and that's the case, send me a text right away. I will send you diffuser recipes, roller recipes. Like if there's anything unopened on your shelf, I want to know so I can help you use it because I don't want you to waste it.
Okay, great.
Christine, does
Yeah,
that?
Oh, no,
sorry.
Jen, you go. Hi, Jen.
Oh,
by
hi,
the
how
way.
are you? Just real quick, do these oils go bad?
There are expiration dates, Jen, but it's years out. I want to say
Okay.
they expire like 5-6 years. Each one is different. If you look at the bottom of your bottle, it will have an expiration date.
I never noticed that. Okay,
Like, I
that's
think
good to
this
know.
one says like 2025. So they
Yeah.
typically you won't have to worry about it. But that's a good question.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tara. See ya.
I do have one question. I did get an email on the recall, but I don't have small kids in my house. So I think that just means it doesn't have a child safety cap on it, but the oil itself is okay. Is that accurate?
That's 100% accurate. And I'm so glad
Okay.
that you brought that up because I feel like when people see recalled, it does create some panic. And that's exactly right, Celia. Honestly, even if I'm not going to throw mine away and my girls are, children still, but they're old enough. So yes, I would only worry about that if you had young kids. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the oils themselves. It's just the cap issue.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
A good question. Tara?
Yeah, Christine.
Yes.
So you brought up a great point about like using oils that you have in stash that you don't usually use. And one of mine was vetiver.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's making me question a couple things that I never think about whether they're whether you can ingest them or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been doing so I just got Yarrow Pump for the first time a couple of months ago, whenever that is, and I'm obsessed with it. And I've been doing the drops under my tongue. If I'm rubbing it on my skin, should I also do the drops under my tongue or no, because I'm rubbing it all over my face?
You can actually do both because when you're putting it on your face, that's really helping your skin because you're putting it right on there topically. And when you put the drops under your tongue, you're getting the internal benefits of metabolism boosting and all the other properties that it has. Because your body kind of absorbs it in different ways. Like if it's on your skin, it's going to go right to your skin first to attack that. But when you take it internally, you're going to get the other benefits. So you can do one, you can do the other, you can do both.
Okay. So with something like, I have no idea, but like with vetiver, I have found it's interesting because I also had clove and you were like, similar properties, and I can't stand the smell of clove. So like I put it on because I do find benefits from it, but I've been leaning more toward vetiver, but neither of them can be ingested, right?
No, I'm pretty sure vetiver can't, but I have to double check that. It might be able to actually.
Okay.
Let me double check that for you. I'm not 100% on vetiver. Clove can be, because clove is one that I like to use if there's any kind of
for tooth, right?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Tooth issues, like an ulcer or any kind of like canker sore. Clove will help to numb it and help to heal it up.
Okay, so if I wanted to get the same benefit, or I guess that's the next question, do I get the same benefits if I take it orally versus putting it on my skin
For vetiver?
for clove?
Yeah, I would say yes. Yeah, you would for that because clove,
Okay.
clove has different properties. But I would say, honestly, Tara, for vetiver, I feel like vetiver is so good for anxiety and for like racing mind and overwhelm that it's great on the bottom of your feet or even the back of your neck. It has this, I feel like it has a very strong scent. It's very
and it's thick.
very thick.
Yeah.
So bottom of your feet is great for that because this way you put your shoes on and you don't have to actually smell it, but you get that sensation and that feeling too.
Okay, yeah, that's great. I've been putting it on the bottom of my feet and I have actually found joy in it. So that's good to know. I just didn't know about the clove because I do also like the clove, but it's so powerful that if I could ingest it, that would be better.
Yeah, I would definitely do that too. I feel like clove is a pretty aggressive scent.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. You guys, this was so great. Like, I'm so happy I got to see you again. I feel like it's been ages since we all just got together and did something like this, because we've been in that big group, and I miss just seeing my people and just talking to my people about what they have to ask about. I always feel more comfortable asking questions in a smaller group, so I was hoping that this would have the same effect for you all. And I'm just so glad that you're using your oils and that they're helping you. It just makes me so happy to know that this is making your life easier, even in like the smallest increments. It makes me feel so happy. So honestly, once you look at those oils, if there's anything you haven't cracked open, please, please, please send me a text. I will bombard you with all the different things that you can do with it, to the point to be like, please stop. I don't want to know anymore. Yeah, because I love hearing from you guys, and just any questions that you have anytime. Awesome.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks,
thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
It was great.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Thank you.